Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we're bringing you a major update straight from Washington. President Donald Trump has just announced a significant shakeup in his administration, the first big change in his inner circle since starting his second term in office. On Thursday, Trump revealed that he's nominating his current national security advisor, Mike Waltz, to become the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. This marks a pivotal move in Trump's foreign policy team. At the same time, Trump said that Senator Marco Rubio will take on the role of interim national security advisor. Yes, you heard that right, Rubio will temporarily handle both the duties of Secretary of State and National Security Advisor. That's highly unusual, as very few individuals in history have held both powerful roles at once. Now, Waltz's nomination still needs to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate, which Republicans narrowly control. But it might not be a smooth ride. Some Senate Republicans have voiced concerns, especially after a recent incident involving a private group chat. Waltz accidentally allowed a journalist into a secure messaging thread where sensitive military discussions about U.S. strikes on the Houthis in Yemen were taking place. That UN ambassador seat has actually been vacant for some time. Trump had originally chosen Representative Elise Stefanik of New York for the role, but he later asked her to remain in Congress to help protect the GOP's slim majority in the House. Despite the controversy, Waltz issued a public statement saying, "I'm deeply honored to continue my service to President Trump and our great nation." As for the group chat incident, Trump initially downplayed it as a simple glitch and continued to back Waltz, saying he still had confidence in him. Speaking to The Atlantic, Trump said, "Waltz is fine." He even joked, "Maybe don't use Signal, okay? If you want to know the truth, I'd tell these people not to use Signal, although a lot of people still do." So far, Trump hasn't spoken directly to the press about the decision. But Vice President J.D. Vance did address it during an interview with Fox News anchor Bret Baier. Vance made it clear the change had nothing to do with the group chat mistake. That he explained, "I know the president really likes Mike Waltz. He just thought the United Nations ambassador position would be a better fit for him." Vance also dismissed the idea that Waltz was being pushed out, saying, "The media wants to frame this as a firing. But let's be honest, when Donald Trump fires someone, he doesn't turn around and give them a Senate-confirmed position afterward." Interestingly, during Trump's first 100 days of his second term, he's leaned heavily on other top advisors when it comes to major national security decisions, especially regarding Ukraine, Gaza, and Iran. Those advisors include Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and, of course, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Let's talk a bit more about Mike Waltz. Before stepping into this White House role, he served 3 terms in the House of Representatives, representing East Central Florida. He was actually the first Green Beret ever elected to Congress, and he's known as a strong voice on national security. However, Waltz hasn't always seen eye to eye with Trump's approach, especially when it comes to Russia. He's long been in favor of tough sanctions against Moscow, something that set him apart from many in Trump's circle. Still, Vance insisted this appointment isn't about a philosophical divide within the administration. He told reporters, "This isn't some internal war between hawks and doves or between traditional conservatives and MAGA Republicans. That's just not what's going on here." Before joining the Trump White House, Waltz was chairman of the House Armed Services Subcommittee on Readiness. He also served on the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, giving him deep experience in global affairs. Now, let's come back to Marco Rubio's dual role. It's extremely rare for someone to serve as both Secretary of State and National Security Advisor. The last person to do that was Henry Kissinger during the Nixon era, and even that only lasted 2 years. Historian Michael Beschloss pointed out that Kissinger's dual role raised concerns at the time, with some Americans fearing he held too much power. Eventually, President Ford removed him from one of those posts. But in this case, Trump has made it clear, Rubio's double duty is only temporary. He'll serve in both roles until Trump selects a permanent national security advisor. It's not the first time Trump has assigned multiple major responsibilities to one person. In his first term, for example, Budget Director Mick Mulvaney also ran the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Katie Dunn-Tempest, a scholar from the Brookings Institution who studies presidential staffing, said, "It's highly unconventional, but not surprising for the Trump administration. I watched it in the first term with a lot of awe, because I hadn't seen anything like it in prior administrations." That's all for today's update. We'll continue to monitor this developing story as Trump's foreign policy team continues to evolve. Thanks for watching Fresh Talk News Channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more political updates and breaking news.